I want to speak tonight on love like Jesus. I'm going to start with John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Now I want you to put your name in there. For God so loved Joe that he gave his only begotten Son, that Joe, believe in him, should not perish, but have everlasting life. Then I'm going to go to John 15, 12, and 13. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friend. You know, as I read that, I know two people that have voluntarily died for me. You're thinking two people. Jesus and a soldier for our freedom. Then I'm going to go one more place to Matthew 22, 37, 38, and 39. Jesus said to him, you shall love the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Numerous times in the Bible we're commanded to love. We're told, husbands, love your wives. Wives, love your husbands. The definition of love is strong affection for one another based on kinship ties. Love like for a child. Affection based on admiration or benevolence. Warm attachment, enthusiasm, or devotion, like love of the sea. Unselfish, loyal concerns for the good of another. The fatherly concern of God for man, brotherly concern for others. A person's adoration of God. Feeling love and devotion towards someone. God has demanded, or commanded, not demanded, commanded us to do this. But he gave us an option. We're not bound that we have to. But he gave us an option. He gave us a choice. But the most affectionate way of showing love is God's love. God's love is an unconditional love. He loves us regardless. We have people in the church that we get mad at, we fall out with, we pout with. But God should fall out and pout with us over the wrongs that we do to him. But he doesn't. He has a love that's unconditional. To accept his love is becoming a part of the body. Jesus is the head of the church, and we're the body of parts. By being parts of the body, we need to work together. We need to get together, join, and have unity. Without unity, we don't work together. I remember Mr. Lyd Edwards loved to say, I've heard him say it many times, that a kicking mule don't pull and a pulling mule don't kick. And we kind of need to be in that aspect as a church body. We need to work together. You know, as a body, if my right hand and left hand are not getting along with each other, if I go to clap and they're not in unison, it just doesn't do right. So our purpose in the body is to go forward and to share God's love as we go out. When people see us, they should know that we are a part of a loving communion from God as Shiloh Baptist Church. I remember that through love, we have different people that we've had here through the years. Mr. Marcus Champion comes to mind. He was an example in my life of loving like Jesus. His love was as Jesus-like as anything I can picture. I never remember Mr. Marcus saying anything bad, ugly, or down on anybody. Whenever you get anything from Mr. Marcus, he always wanted to pay you. And I said, no. I remember I'd help him with his sheep. I tell him he wasn't going to pay me. He goes, oh yes, a man's worthy of his wages. And another one was Mr. Buster. I never heard Mr. Buster say anything negative about anybody. And as much as he knew about the community, he knew bad stuff on a lot of people, but I never heard him share it. So, you know, as this examples we've had through the years of people from Shiloh Baptist Church, these are good examples of men from Shiloh Baptist Church. So together what we need to do is be a positive aspect, a light shining for the church, for Jesus. We need to go out, we need to be happy, we need to show love. You know, in an everyday aspect, as we go out, we see people at the grocery store, the service station, just different places, at a workplace. And we never know what these people are struggling with, where their heart is. And what we need to do is we need to be an example of the love. We need to share with them and tell them, you know, if you are not comfortable sharing or witnessing to somebody, this is something I did just recently, is tell them about how Bill Gardner got here. You know, we love our pastor. And, you know, a good example of God working here at Shiloh is how Bill got here, how Joy and the rest of the staff got here at Shiloh. That wasn't an accident. That was God's intervention, God's plan. And all we need to do is, as we go out, if you have somebody you just want to open a conversation with about church, that's a good way to start it. I've had numerous opportunities in my life going into schools to pray with people. I've had ladies tell me about issues. I had one not too long ago that told me that she and her husband were going to work at Bible school. And it was real neat. She was telling me that they had agreed to work with the younger kids, the 5- and 6-year-olds, I think, or 5th and 6th grade. Anyway, they came back to her and told her that the I guess it was 5th and 6th grade, because they came back and told her it was the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade they didn't have a teacher for, and they wanted she and her husband to take that instead. And it was neat. She asked me to pray for her. I took that as an opportunity, and it made me feel good that people that I work with on a regular basis ask for your prayers. So as we go out, we need to share our faith. We need to be examples shining with light. Now I'm going to do something a little bit weird and a little bit different. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and think about this. I want you to picture yourself in this place. It's black dark. There are flames dancing up all around you, waist high, continuously. They're dark red, almost black flames. They're continuously dancing up. They dance up to your chest. As you look out, you can see just a little area around you of the flames. When you look past that, it's black. It's hot. Oh, it's extremely hot. It's dry. Your mouth is so dry. You can't swallow. You can't do anything. You can't say anything. Wouldn't do any good because you're the only person you see. There's nothing you see. It's hot. It's dry. The flames are dancing, but they're not consuming anything. They're just dancing and burning. You keep on. You're going, whoa, just what am I going to do? And you're in the distance, in the dark, you can hear people crying, wailing, and moaning, but there's no relief. This is hell. Without us going out and sharing with others, this is what we're letting people go to. If we can share with one person and keep them from that, all we got to do is share the love of Jesus, the love of God. And by accepting that love, they won't go in that place. All right, y'all wake up. Everybody's sleeping. My story is too long. But, you know, as you think about that place, why would you want anybody to go there? And that person that you work with, that person at the service station. Now think about, there's a guy, an Indian guy, I'm not Indian, I'm not sure what religion he is, but at a service station, I go, you know, do I share with him? He's not like me. But yeah, God loves him too. So as we go out, we shouldn't judge.